Hi, this is the CAD/CAM Lessons channel, and in this video I'd like to let you know that the stable version of FreeCAD 1.1 is now available, and you can already download this version from the official FreeCAD website. And to do that, go to the freecad.org and click Download Now here, and you can download FreeCAD 1.1 for Windows, Mac and Linux. And if you are using version 1.0.2 or earlier versions of FreeCAD, then in my opinion it's already worth switching to FreeCAD 1.1, because here we have quite a lot of improvements compared to previous versions. In this video I want to talk about all the changes. This video is mainly an announcement that a new version of FreeCAD is available, but I'll tell you about a few things. Of course, if you use FreeCAD regularly, then at first glance these changes won't be that visible in the interface, and switching to the new version will be practically painless. But in version 1.1, a few interesting improvements have appeared. The first thing is that we can create multiple solids within a single body object, and now I'll show you how you can do that. This is no longer an experimental feature. Now we can simply create multiple solids within one body. That is, for example, if we create a sketch of two separate geometries, based on that sketch we can create a solid. And here I have this feature enabled that allows creating multiple solids within one body. And now I'll go to the settings. On Mac, from the FreeCAD menu I choose Preferences. On Windows, from the Edit menu, choose Preferences. And to be able to create multiple solids within one body, we have to enable it so that this feature is the default. And here we have an option to allow the creation of multi-solid parts. If you check this, then by default it will be possible to create several solids within one body, and it works like this. I'll go to creating a sketch, and here we have the first visual change. It simply looks a bit different, the graphic where we choose the sketch plane. I am choosing the XY plane here, and OK. Now I create two separate shapes. I close the sketch, and what used to be impossible now works without any problems. And here another visual and slightly functional change. We can set the extrusion height by dragging this arrow, and we can also set the draft angle simply by dragging this gizmo. Of course, we can still do all of this here in these fields. We can just enter values. As for the preview of this operation, we can switch it to the preview that was available in earlier versions of FreeCAD. Small visual changes, a slight functional change, but I think that for users who have been using FreeCAD for a few years and use FreeCAD regularly, it won't be anything that could cause any difficulty. And even for people who are just starting with FreeCAD and are learning from tutorials that were prepared for previous versions, it also shouldn't cause major difficulties, because in this case everything that was shown in previous versions of FreeCAD can be done right here in these fields. Here a small bit of functionality was simply added. Another interesting function is a function that is available in Sketch. I'll now create a sketch on this face. And here we have a command known from previous versions. The name of this command has been changed. Now this command is called external projection, and it works like this. We can click on the entire face and we'll have reference geometry for all the edges of the face. Of course, it works on single edges, but now we can create reference geometry for all the edges of the face. And now I'll show you one more interesting feature. First, I'll change the position of these icons, because in this group of icons there is one very interesting feature that can be useful, and it is the offset function. And look now at what I'm doing. I select all reference geometries with a selection box. I choose the offset command and I can create offset geometry here by a specified value based on the reference geometry. For example, I'll enter -2 here, press enter, and I have geometries created. And this command can be really useful. You just need to know that these geometries we create using this function are geometries that have no constraints at all. And now if I grab any geometry, I can change everything here, but as long as we don't move this geometry, everything looks fine. And if, for example, we are doing something quickly we need to prepare geometry based on the edges of a solid that will be offset by a specified value, then this can be useful. And of course, here we can add the appropriate constraints and dimensions so that this geometry is fully constrained. But based on such geometry, we can create another part of the solid. And another interesting thing I noticed in this version is, in my opinion, a big improvement to the linear pattern operation. I'll put a simple solid here. And I'll create, for example, a circle here, based on which we will make a pocket in the solid. It doesn't really matter, but now if we want, for example, to create a linear pattern of this operation in two directions, we simply do it using the linear pattern operation. Here we define the number of elements. Here, of course, the length of the pattern. We do that in the standard way, but what appeared in the new version of FreeCAD is the ability to create a linear pattern in the second direction. So now we can do it simply within this operation. We don't have to use the multi-transform feature. We can simply do it here and we click OK and we have something like this. So this can also be useful. As for further issues when it comes to visual things, for me it's hard to list what appeared. Of course, we could read the documentation and go through all the new features and all the improvements, but for me, as an ordinary FreeCAD user, when I use this program every day, the changes from version to version when it comes to visual changes are rather small and they don't affect the fact that I don't know how to do something in FreeCAD. These aren't revolutionary changes that make me have to think about how something works compared to how it worked before. So when it comes to visual changes, I think no one should have a problem with that, but what you can feel, and these are of course subjective impressions, is an improvement in how FreeCAD works. In my opinion, from version to version, FreeCAD works more predictably, more stably. There are fewer situations where the program crashes. Of course, I'll immediately note here that FreeCAD is not a perfect program, and I think many users of 3D software know that. There are situations where the program crashes, there are situations where the program can't perform some operation, but I noticed that from version to version there are fewer of these situations, and FreeCAD from version to version, year by year, becomes an increasingly attractive choice both for beginner users, for hobbyists, but also, in my opinion, it can be a good option for owners of small companies and workshops. When it comes to hobbyists and people using 3D software for hobby, non-commercial purposes, we have huge possibilities here when it comes to using such programs, because manufacturers of commercial paid programs often provide free versions of their programs precisely for such hobby use. But the problem appears among users for whom a 3D system is not the main tool, but it is a tool that could be useful in developing their business. And in such cases, FreeCAD can be a great choice, because for someone who doesn't use a 3D system every day, spending several or $1,000 on a license may not be an investment. It may simply be a cost that won't necessarily pay back. And in the case of FreeCAD, we can use such a system commercially and we don't have to pay anything for a license. I know that for many people it may seem strange that someone has a company, so they should be able to afford to buy, for example, Autodesk Fusion, but here it's worth separating two issues. The fact that someone can afford something doesn't mean you have to buy it. I'll tell you that since I've been running a business, I had 2 years in which I bought a Autodesk Fusion license, and I ran Fusion maybe 10 or 15 times, and in those years, the Fusion license was an unnecessary expense for me because it just happened that I was using other tools then and I no longer had time for Fusion. I simply did projects in other programs. At the time, I was doing a lot of 2D projects and I used QCAD, and I simply had Fusion paid for and I couldn't use that program. And that's exactly why I still use FreeCAD, because I consider it a great alternative, especially for small companies that use many different tools and where a 3D system is not the main tool. If someone has a company based specifically on 3D design and work in 3D CAD system is their main job, which they do for 8-12 hours a day, then here FreeCAD may not necessarily be a good choice because, as I mentioned, there are moments when FreeCAD can fail and it can cause a lot of frustrations. Then I think it would be worth being interested in other tools, but if for someone a 3D CAD system is an additional tool, then I think a FreeCAD can be a nice option. And the huge advantage of FreeCAD, which I think also for hobbies doesn't always matter, is that FreeCAD works fully locally on the computer and doesn't need internet access. And we do everything locally on the computer. That is, nothing is sent to the software manufacturer's cloud. And I think that can also matter in some cases. And what's more, if a new version of FreeCAD appears, then to install the update, we have to do it manually. No one introduces software updates for us and no one forces software updates on us. So if you install FreeCAD on your computer today, you can keep using that version. If everything you need is in that version and everything works, you don't have to update. You can keep using that version. In the case of cloud software, new versions appear regularly, and when it comes, for example, to Autodesk Fusion, despite the fact that it's a nice program, I have the impression that from version to version it is becoming more demanding and more often has moments where it slightly stutters. So I think that soon a situation may appear where I'll have a problem with Fusion on my computer and it's possible that I'll have to replace the computer. But for now, despite the fact that from time to time slight stutters appear, it works reasonably and for now I still use Fusion. But I really value that FreeCAD is an offline solution, that it doesn't need internet access and just works locally on the computer. And okay, in this video I mainly wanted to inform you that a stable version of FreeCAD 1.1 is available, but I also want to emphasize that if you use tutorials that were prepared for previous versions of FreeCAD, then I think you'll find your way around without major problems. And I think that year by year, from version to version, FreeCAD becomes a more and more stable solution and a solution that is more and more attractive and more accessible. That's why even if today you use a different 3D CAD system, I think it's worth paying attention to FreeCAD because it can be a good alternative to other programs. And we will finish here. Thanks for watching and please subscribe to this channel.